I went to 3 different hunting locations this year. 2 of them I'd never been to before. I had my reasons. It might not have been the best method for maximizing my chances for harvest, but nonetheless I ended up enjoying the seat-of-the-pants approach. The brief hunts were a far cry from being cast into unfamiliar lands and left to my own devices, but it sort of felt that way. I had satellite photos from Google Maps and some choice in the limited selection of wildlife areas within driving distance, but I hadn't scouted ahead of time or done any location-specific research, aside from the legality of hunting each location. I just showed up with an assortment of gear that would allow me to stay for longer if I needed to, took my time, and let my observations direct the course of the hunt. When I found a good spot, I stopped. When I heard another hunter or words of protest, I stopped. If the location didn't pan out, if signs of movement or sounds beckoned elsewhere, I simply moved. I looked for confluences, bottlenecks, game trails, feeding areas, beds, and the usual scrapes and rubs. It's not a bad idea to take note of locations where other hunters frequent. The unfortunate litter, spent casings, reflective tacks, or even a chair parked beneath a tree. Seasoned hunters will often do the latter. Older hunters won't want to walk very far, so there's likely to be better spots beyond. Know where others might set up during the day and where they might have previously taken deer. Observe and make informed decisions because deer are creatures of habit. It was the same simple common sense recipe it always was. However, it wasn't informed by years of experience at that particular location, insights into paths of least resistance, or tendencies under pressure. As such, the approach freshened the experience for me. It brought back some of the excitement, novelty, and wonderment of hunting that I had loved in my younger years. I had more friends and family back then, so I was more adventurous in where I hunted. I had forgotten that each new parcel of land is a new puzzle to be solved. Or rather, I'd forgotten that I enjoyed trying to solve it. If you ever lose your hunting grounds, or simply grow out of them, try to remember that not all is lost. You are likely to harvest less. You'll have to take additional precautions and account for hidden unknowns. New strangers, thin ice, unfamiliar boundaries, dilapidated bridges and structures, or widowmakers overhead. But the experience will be just different enough to stand apart in memory from your 5th or 5th dozen harvests out of the same stand. If you feel that a day in nature or a day in a new place is never wasted, then you enjoy a day hunt in a place you've never been beside people you don't know. I feel that that is about as much as one can expect from public lands. It's not so much a lowering of expectations as it is a shaking of the mindset that you must harvest in order to have a rewarding experience. Do your best to adopt the greeting card truism. Be grateful for the opportunity and take enjoyment in the little things. Aside from the predicament of crossing a stream an inch too wide, a jagger bush to the beard, or noiselessly opening a candy bar wrapper while hunting, wildlife itself can be amusing. Disney, the fantasy giant, has built its canon of cute and cuddly animals on some elements of real-world truth. Birds lighting upon shoulders, hostile squirrels, and thumping territorial cottontails only scratch the surface of a world where yearlings get drunk on fermenting apples and turkeys ride the backs of 12-point bucks. Ocean rescues, pack acceptance, interspecies rearing, and friendships have all been documented. Although there are no shortages, not every action and reaction in nature is violent. I'm reminded of what Robert Frost wrote in his less famous winter poem, Dust of Snow. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rude. We are vain creatures. It can be lonely at the top of our manufactured world, pushing aside or devouring all we encounter. It can be even lonelier inventing new ways to avoid that reality. Nature is and always has been a humbling reprieve from the world of man. Nature might be indifferent to our egocentric existence, but there will always be something in us that very much wants to belong to it. Whether it be a pet, houseplant, or a day at the beach, we are all benefiting from that connection. May we never be so removed so as to forget it.